Hey guys, so in this video we're gonna build lithium battery for a wheelchair, and originally it was lead acid. So this is the battery case that the client brought me. I opened it up, it's just like 4 or 5 screws, and inside there were these two lead acid batteries. So they were connected in series. So 12 volts each, and then these are the main positive and negative wire came out, and in between there was one wire just to connect them together. So 12 volt, 24, and so I removed them. Of course, you see it on the floor, and now client wants the lithium battery because lead acid sucks. It dies, right? So how are we gonna do this? So what I usually do, if it's a battery case, it's very easy, because what I usually do, I just put my cells in between. So these are five. So these are 5. Of course, there are 2, one on top of each other, but lengthwise. So that's how I count it. You can do it, if they give you dimensions, you can just count it as well, with either AI or just do simple math. But me, I'm just visual guy. So here, so there's 5, 10, and there's 2 more space. Space for 2 more. So 12. So 12, which I'll actually show you. So these are 5. So if you look at these, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I put these ones here, and then another 5 here, and I cut two cells. So 2 cells, and I connected them here. So these are now 12. So if I put them here, it's a perfect fit. It doesn't move. Actually, it does move like very, very slightly. So what I'll do, I'll just put some kind of cushion at the end, right? So it doesn't move. But so far, it's perfect, right? So it doesn't have too much slack, so I don't have to stuff it with foam. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put here 1. So these are 12. So I'm making a 7S, 7S battery, 7S and 6P. So these are so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 in parallel and 7 in series. So this is first series, the second series, third, fourth. So these are 4 right here. I'm gonna make 3 here. So 1, 2, 3, and then at the end I'll just put a BMS or on top of that, because my BMS is longer, so it's not gonna make it within this space. So I'm gonna put it on top, because I have a lot of space on top as well, and BMS very thin. So that's how we're gonna line it up. So easy way to line up. So consider this one main positive, right? So this is positive. So the series gonna go from here to here. That's 1. It's gonna go across from minus to positive, and from here is going to go up, and then like this, and then like this, and then from here it's going to jump onto the upper level, on this side. So instead of me making 2 levels, I'm going to make actually 1 long level, and then I'm going to just bend it over. Of course, I'm going to have to make I'll put insulation here, but easy way is just you build this, and then when it's time to connect this so these ones gonna be connected, this one is gonna stay together, just 6 cells. I'll show you later. So 6 cells, main positive is not gonna connect with this, of course. So this one is gonna get connected, this one and this one is gonna get connected, this one and this one is gonna get connected, and this one is gonna connect with the next series of cell. So which would be, so this is positive, so it will be, so these are negative, so it's going to be like this, right? Where there's a positive, sorry, hold on. So this is negative, so negative will go with positive, so like this, right? So it's going to go like this. So I'm going to make a connection here. So 3 and 3, they're going to connect, and on and on and on. And once this is long enough, like, whoops, okay, that one fell, never mind. So once this is long enough, I'm just going to bend this like this, right? And this one is going to spark with this. Of course, that means I'm going to have to make I'm going to have to put insulation. So either fiber sheet or anything, anything, that would not make them touch, of course. So fiber sheet is the best one. It looks something like this, right? This is a fiber sheet. So I have like a bunch of them, so I can just cut it and make it a size. But I have like these sizes as well. So I'm gonna just put it in between, and then once these ones are all connected, one long 7S, I'm just gonna bend it, and this one is so the rest is so this is what so one so this is number so 1 2 3 4 5, so this is 6, so there's one missing for 6, and then 3, so 4 more cells. So here, and then 1 2 3 4, so it's gonna end here. So it's gonna be, and then this space is gonna stay empty, and then I'm gonna put BMS on top. So I can use that for wiring if I have to, but so far that's the plan. So let's I'm gonna put these aside because I don't need those right now. I'm just gonna make a connection of these. So I'm gonna use my spot welder, and I'm gonna spot weld all the connections. So let me just start doing that, and then once this one is done, before I start this, I'm gonna continue the video, right? So so that's all. Another way to remember is we can also write it down here, that what is what, right? So for example, so this is main positive, right? So it's gonna be, let's say, positive, and then it's going this way, and this is gonna be 1. That's how I usually do it, but you can do the other way, or you can start with the negative and then go 1 all the way to positive. So 1, so this is gonna go from here to here, this is gonna go across, right? So so this is going this way to all the way here, and then from here is gonna go on top, and then from here all the way it's gonna go across, so like this, right? So it's gonna go this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, and on and on and on, right? So you can put markings for yourself if you're new, and then that will just help you out, whatever works for you, right? So I usually don't do those just because I know what I'm doing, because I've done this like 100 times. But that's how you can do it if you're doing it for the first time, or if you're newbie. Okay, so let's put the spot welds. So these ones gonna be together 6, and not with this, but on the other side, all these 6 gonna be connected. Sorry, not 6, 12. All these 12 cells gonna be connected. Okay, so let's do the spot welding, and then we'll continue when the next set of cells needs to be connected. Okay. So this is just the first connection. So these 6 plus on the main positive have been connected parallelly. So now I'm just gonna turn it over as Mark says. So I'm gonna put these 3 and these 3 together. So 6 cells, they're all gonna be connected. So here, so 1 2 3 4 5 6. So until here, everything's gonna be connected. Okay, so now I've almost spot welded the whole thing. So this is main positive. It goes down, they're connected, 6 cells. Goes up, they're connected, 6 cells. Goes down, they're connected, 6 cells. And that's where the box ends, right? So what I need to do now is just connect these 6 cells, and then this thing's gonna flip over. So once I connect these, so this is already going down, 6 cells connected, and then 6 cells connected, and this is the main negative. So that's main positive, that's main negative. So once I flip it over, so I would have main negative here, and main positive right there. So main negative, main positive. So it'll be easier for me to do wiring, I guess, because my BMS will be on this side, on top. So main negative to BMS. And then the connection, I can just make it here, right, from main positive. So at the moment, of course, it's like this, right? So I need to connect these. Then I'm going to insulate the whole thing, and I'm going to flip this over, okay? So the rest of the spot welding already been done with my Sunco. What is it? Sunco 788H. So I'm using 85 current with Sec2 pulse, and my whatever that is pulse group is almost at like full, a little bit less than full, but almost full. That's how I do a spot weld, and I use nickel strips 0.1 mm, and that's the thickness, and then I think it's the width is, I think, 10 mm. So that's what I use. These are Lithium cells, 2.6 amp hour each. So 6 cells in parallel gives 15 point something. So 15.4 or something, whatever. So a little bit over 15 amp hour. So I checked the voltages of each cell before I spot welded. They were all over the place. Some were 3.9, some are 4.17, some are 3.6. So once you build the whole thing, you need to do balancing before you do anything else, right? So even before I usually do it even before I put the BMS on. So what I would do after I build the whole thing, I would put it to balance. Once the balancing is done, then I would connect the BMS and then charge the whole thing and do a capacity test. And then I end up with fully discharged battery, so I can recharge it again. So that's how I do it. You can do it your way. If the cells are already balanced, you don't need to do the balancing part. You just put the BMS on, and if the BMS is smart, it will tell you anyway. Or you can just check the voltages of each series, and it will tell you if they're balanced or not. So there are a bunch of ways, but since my cells are not balanced, that's how I'm doing it. Another thing is if your cells are really, really unbalanced. Let's say if you're putting 6 cells in parallel, one cell is like 3.3, other one is 4.17, this one is like 3.6, this one is like 4.1. So if they're all over the place, and once you put the strips together, the strips probably on top or the cells will start to get a little bit warm. I wouldn't say hot, but it will start to get a little bit warm. That is normal, okay? The reason is because all the energy from one cell, which would be, let's say, 4.17, will be going on to 3.3 volt. And it will be going like on a very high amps. So either your strip, not cells, I would say the strip's going to start to get a little bit warm. And that's indication that your balance, it starts to self-balance itself. Okay, so the cells are all balanced. You probably saw the screenshot. So what I'm doing just before I'm packing it up, these are 6 cells and then connecting to another series of 6 cells. I'm putting an extra strip on the connection because so this series is connected with this series originally with 2 strips. So all the energy is going through 2 strips, even though the motor is not that heavy, and so just to be on the safe side, I'm doubling up the strips between the 2 series, so it will be a little bit more safer. Even though original 2 strips would have been okay as well, I'm guessing, but so just put an extra strip, doesn't hurt. So I put it here, I put it here, and I already put it here, so I'm gonna turn it over. I'm gonna do the other sides as well. And then we're going to start wrapping it up. And I already got the BMS, which is right here. So this is 7S BMS. And I'll show you how to do the wiring once we start wrapping this one up. Okay. Okay, so I turn it over the battery. So I'm just using these thin wires for balancing wires. So the thin, the in between, not the main positive, not the main negative, but the in between is just pretty much a signal wire. So they're like balancing wires, so they don't need to be very thick. Okay, so they're not taking any load per se. So if you notice this BMS, right? So here's the 7S BMS, right? So if you notice, so first, oh, come on, this is main negative. This is the first positive of the main the first series. Then this is second positive, third positive, blah blah blah, and then this is fifth, this is sixth, and this is the last positive. So notice this is very small tab in between the series. This is a thick tab, so main positive. The reason is because this one needs to be thick. The wire needs to be thick because all the energy is going to come to here. And then it will go out from these two terminals. So one is for charging, one is for out. Doesn't matter which one is which. So this one needs to be thick, and the main negative needs to be thick. The in between are small tabs just for signaling the voltage to the BMS. They're not taking any energy here and there per se, unless, you know, this one is like a balancer built in, so whether it's a very tiny balancer. So but other than that, it's not much energy, so you don't need to use super thick wires and make yourself, you know, the life harder. So use normal thin wires, no issues. But the first main negative and main positive needs to be a little bit thicker. So for that, I'm probably gonna use like this 10 gauge wire, pure copper, and that should be enough to take the load. So right now I'm just I just connected two. I'm gonna connect the rest. I'm gonna label it, and then I wrap it up, and then once I take it, once I flip it, and then start to install the BMS, I would know which wire is which, because I would just label. I'll just put like a small tape, and I'll just write down which one is it. So here's so far what I've done. So this is the main positive. So I put a Barkley paper at the bottom, right next against the cells, and then I put a what is it called, fiber sheet. And this is the main positive, the 3 cells. So I just marked it down, this main positive, 1 2 3 4 5 6 cells, and this sheet is also underneath in there, because I soldered a wire main positive that will go to the BMS, so I didn't put it on top, and it will also be visible next time if somebody opens it. This is the main positive. So now I'm gonna do the same thing on this side, and then I'm gonna flip it over. And for the wires, that's how I do the labeling. So it's like this is B2, so this one is B6, and this is as per the BMS, right? So this is B4. So, and all of these are here. So if you look at the top ones, so B6, B4, and 7.4 where it says on the left side, that will be a 2, B2, right? So that's how I mark it. So now I'm going to do this same thing here, and then I'm going to flip it over, and then wrap it. So here's halfway. So I flipped it over. I put the Barkley on both sides, and I put the fiber sheet on both sides, and then I flipped it over and I put a wrap. And then now this is main negative, this is main positive. I'm going to do a wrap on this one as well. It is also covered both in Barkley and fiber, and the wires, the wires I remove, I put it, I got it out from here, so that's gonna go onto the BMS on top. So these 2 wires are here, main negative. The rest of the wires are here and in the back. So of course I'm gonna remove it and put it for here, so it can go around and go to the BMS. Okay, so and then once both are wrapped, then I can tape it on top so it doesn't move. Okay, so here's the result of putting the cells in. So initially I was thinking putting the BMS on top. I don't have much space left, so I'm gonna put it on top here. Instead of there, I'm gonna put it right on top here. The reason is because there's also a cover that goes on top, which also has space in it, right? So this is also all space, and this is not even coming to this main level. So, and on top of that, the top one is still has like a half an inch or an inch. So I have a lot of space up here, so I'm gonna use this space for BMS instead of up there, because there's so much wires there, and this is like a square space, and my BMS is long, so it doesn't fit. So I'm gonna put a BMS, let's say here or somewhere in between. Actually, I'm gonna put it here, so in case if next time we have to remove it, so it doesn't come as one piece. It's gonna, you know, twist from here. So I'm gonna put BMS here, and I'm gonna do all the wirings from here. Oh, it could be here. Doesn't matter. Either here or here, not in between. I'm probably gonna be here, so it's just easier for the wires to go across. So, all right. So I'm gonna actually put a Captain tape in between. To connect these two. Actually, not Captain tape. Whatever. Either Captain tape or fiberglass tape, so they don't move. And then I'll start do the wiring. So this is the main negative. This is the main positive. I have two wires, balancing wires here, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So 4, 5, 6 balancing wires and main positive and negative. So altogether 8 wires. That's how it's supposed to be for 7S BMS. 8 wires. Okay, so let's tape this one up together, and then we'll start wiring the BMS. So here's the final result. So main negative, then balancing wires all across. I put a double-sided tape so the wires don't go here and there. Just need to tuck this in with a screwdriver or something so they don't come out. I'm also gonna put a little bit of tape or foam to make sure they stay tucked in. There you go. That will do the trick. I'll just put a little bit of tape or foam here. The rest, here's the main positive, negative going towards the terminals and the whole wires there. I soldered them and I put a liquid tape on top so it doesn't move. Because every time I try to solder it, the wrap for this whatever this rubber or plastic is, it kept going backwards because of heat. So to secure it or to protect it so it doesn't short circuit, I put a liquid tape. It will take some time to dry, like a couple of hours, but in the meantime I'm just gonna put another fiber sheet on top, and I'm gonna tape it on top so it doesn't contact with anything, and then we'll check the voltage from the output terminals. So from here to here it's showing full voltage, 27 something. Well, it's not fully charged, but whatever. And then we'll just check the terminals on the other side of the battery box and see if it's showing voltage, and then we can charge it normally. So let's see that. Let's actually wrap it up first. Okay, so here's the end result. So I packed it up. I put all the screws in. These are the terminals that connect to the scooter, and here's the switch to turn it on and off, and the meter. See if you can see, goes up. This is a lead acid meter, so it's not going to be as reliable. But regardless, there's a meter there, right? So at least tells that there's a battery in there. Now, since it's been turned to lithium, this is very light. Originally, it was very heavy because of the lead acid. So it is now very light. So now let's check the voltage. So if you can see, there's a negative and positive label. The center one is pretty much for earth, so there's nothing in there. So let's try that. If I can do it with one hand, might be hard, but let's try. You see, 27.4. So if I remove it here, so now it's fully working. So what I'm gonna do, which I'm not gonna put it in the video, is I'm gonna charge it. So the charging port is on this side. It's right here. So I'm gonna charge it. I'm gonna do a capacity test, and I'm gonna clean up the terminals because they are a little bit dull with the sandpaper. And I'm gonna do capacity test, and if it's coming close to 15, or no, actually it's over 14 and a half, then it's all good to go from my side, and hopefully there'll be no other issues. So that's how you change from lead acid to lithium, 24 volts for e-scooter, e-bike, or any other application. Okay, there you go. So subscribe, and see you on the next video.